Here we go again. After 2 slow days, KHL has returned with a bombastic 12-game Friday. Let's stop beating around the bush and get right to it. My name is Andreas Sachenko and this is your daily KHL update. Avangard hosts Red Army. Can the home team end their losing streak? It's been a while since they won. They sure didn't start the way they wanted. Ilari Fupula opened up the score with his 6th of the season late in the first to make it 1-0 Red Army. Avangard ties this game up early in the second as Denis Kulash scores his 5th straight from the draw. Back to square one, it's 1-1 on the board. Just over 2 minutes later, the puck is loose in Avangard zone. Nikolai Prokhorkin takes a shot through traffic and he beats Mityo Garan. 2-1 Red Army, and Avangard's coach Miloš Aržiga isn't very happy. Avangard goes on to tie this game up once again 5 minutes later as Alex Perezhogin buries it past Ilya Proskuryakov for his 6th of the year. This one is a shorty. We're still on the second counter-attack for Red Army. Alex Radulov is carrying the puck, drops it in the slot for Alexei Morozov, and he doesn't let the pretty play go to waste. 3-2 Red Army as captain Alexei Morozov also scores his 6th of the season. Lots of 6s in this one, isn't it? Third period now, odd-man rush for Red Army. Alex Frolov is carrying the puck this time, feeds wide open Brendan Reed, and he makes it 4-2 with his 3rd. Red Army now has a 2-goal lead. Avangard manages to keep things close in this one as a few minutes later Stefan Ruchka beats Proskuryakov from the slot. 4-3. Nice assist by Ivan Baranka from the offense. But late in the third, Red Army puts icing on the cake as Radulov feeds Prokhorkin in the slot on a power play and he scores his 2nd of the night and 14th of the season. Radulov picks up his 3rd assist of the evening and that's going to be our final. 5-3 Red Army. Avangard continues to struggle mightily this season. Here's one of the key games of the month. Boris hosts Dynamo Riga. Both teams are high in the standings. And this one starts with a bang. Vladimir Grebenshikov delivers a great hit on Kyle Wilson. Nicely done, and that comes from a guy who played just 6 shifts in this game. Later in the period now, Marcel Hossa steals the puck, skates into the zone, he's all alone, slap shot, and the puck is in the net. 1-0 Dynamo Riga. Gotta be more careful when Hossa is on the ice. Early in the second now, Riga on a power play. Alex Nijivi feeds Christian Redlex on the far side, and into the net it goes. 2-0 Riga as Redlex scores his 1st of the season. The announcer is still going through the goal when Boris gets one of their own. North American trio organized a beautiful rush and Dustin Boyd finished it with his 11th of the season to cut Dynamo's lead in half. Exactly 80 seconds after that, Riga restores a 2-goal lead as Marcel Hossa nets his 2nd of the night and 13th of the season. Another power play goal for Riga and it's now 3-1. And that's when Boris scores 3 goals in a row. First, Roman Starshenko nets his 10th on a perfectly executed counter-attack started by Nick Anshipov. Shortly after, Dustin Boyd scores his 2nd of the night as he tips in Cam Barker's shot on a power play. It's 3-all after 40. And finally, Nigel Dawes gets another power play marker for his team as he scores his 11th midway through the final frame to make it 4-3 Boris. All they gotta do now is hold on to that lead for just a few more minutes, but they can't. Later in regulation, Dynamo scores on a power play again. This time it's Paul Shihura who gets the goal and they're gonna have to duke it out in the shootout. And guess who scores the game winner? You got it, it's Paul Shihura again. 5-4 shootout Dynamo Riga final. Riga hasn't lost a game since October the 26th. That's almost a month. After Mobilis hosts Lev Prague, your starting goals in this one are Petr Vekhin and Jakub Kovrš. That's a decent goaltending duel. But it starts off a wrong foot. Jakub Kovrš is a bit careless with the puck around his net and that leads to a goal. Justin Azevedo sets up captain Yuri Novotny in front and that's a piece of cake for a man like him. 1-0 Lev and Novotny celebrates his 1st goal of the season as well. Still in the first after Mobilis is killing a penalty, but they get a chance for a counter-attack here. Igor Yemileyev carries the puck, dishes it over to Andrei Antonov, and no! He doesn't bury it! Petr Vekhin logs off a solid pad save to keep Lev in the lead. Moving on to the third now, Yuri Novotny shoots through traffic from hash marks, and he scores again! 2-0 Lev. When it rains and pours, Novotny couldn't get a single goal this season up until tonight, and now look what happened. A little later, odd-man rush for Avtomobilist. Eduard Lewandowski takes a shot from the right side, and Petr Vekhin pulls off another great save. One of his 29 in the game. Great performance by the Finnish veteran. Under 2 minutes of play left in regulation, Avtomobilist is out there with an extra attacker. Artyom Chernov wins the puck for Samuel Lepisto. He shoots, he scores! Samuel Lepisto cuts Lev's lead in half with his 4th. They still need one more though. They pull Kovrš once again, but Yuri Novotny gets a hold of the puck and he sends it into the wide open catch with his 3rd of the night. Novotny ends his goalless streak with a hattie. How often do you hear something like that? Seriously. Left takes 3 points on the road as Novotny scores all 3 goals for the Czech team, and they are now 5th in the Western Conference. Welcome to wonderful Kazan, where Eastern Conference's top team Akbars hosts Sibir, who are currently 5th in the same conference. And it all starts with a big surprise. Ilya Nikulin dumps the puck in right off the start of face-off. The puck bounces to Alexei Tereshenko in the slot, and he opens up the scoring. 1-0 Akbars, and we're just 12 seconds into the game. What is it? Luck? Product of endless drills? I don't know, but it counts as a goal. And here's something just as confusing. Canadian fans in Kazan must be Sean Hashka's friends. He's the only Canadian on the ice tonight. Third period now, and Sibir ties this game up. Nikolai Limtyugov takes a shot from the right wing. It deflects off Evgeny Medvedev's stick and goes past Emil Garipov. Limtyugov scores his 6th of the year, and it's now 1-1 on the board. Moments later, Limtyugov could have put Sibir up by 1, but his shot from in time was stopped by Garipov. Limtyugov is frustrated. That's a play he really should have scored on. He goes to a shootout, and Limtyugov shines again. He scores on his attempt, and Yuri Lecter buries another one past Garipov to win it for Sibir. They lost to Akbars in Novosibirsk, but got the revenge on the road. 2-1 shootout, Sibir is your final. Let's head over to Minsk, Belarus now, where Dynamo hosts Salavat Yulayev. First period, Anton Slepyshev has the puck on the right wing. He takes a shot, Alex Mireskin tips it in front, and Salavat opens up the scoring. Slepyshev gets his 2nd assist of the season. He's an Oilers prospect. Second period now, Jeff Platt gets the puck at hash marks and he sends it home. 1-1. Platt scores his 11th of the year. Despite Dynamo's dreadful record, Platt has done well. Still in the second, Alex Pankov shoots from the left wing. It goes wide. Pankov shoots on a rebound. Haugen stops him and... well, that's something you don't see every day. Artur Gabur scores on his own net. He's mad at himself and he has every right to be. That's just... wow. 2-1 Salavat though. Short left of that, Salavat makes it 3-1 as Dmitry Makarov receives a cross-ice pass from Timo Kardikanin and scores on a wraparound. Neat goal, Makarov's 5th of the year. That puts it practically out of reach for Dynamo. Salavat will go on to make it 4-1 as Igor Mirnov netted his 7th of the season on power play midway through the third period. And that's our final in this one. Salavat gets their 15th win in 28 games this season, and they're still 4th in the East. Sergei Mazyakin and Magnitka visit Barry Brust and Medvedchuk. Last time they met, Magnitka won 4-0. We pick it up from the second, and we're gonna see a huge save by Vasily Koshkin, who stops Matt Carroll from in tight. What a great athletic save. I remember Dominik Hasek used to do something very similar. Short left of that, Medvedchuk cups up the puck on their own end. Don't do that. Sergei Mazyakin gets the puck, shoots and scores. 1-0 Magnitka. What did you expect? Mazyakin with a wrist shot from that position? It's almost a guaranteed goal. Third period now, Bill Thomas receives a long pass on the right wing, goes for a shot, scores! Vasily Koshkin can't do anything about it. That's a snipe, and it's 1-1 now. And a few minutes after that, Medvedchuk scores again. Curtis Foster takes a shot from the blue line, Jonathan Chichu tips it in from the slot, and it's 2-1 Medvedchuk. Moreover, that's the game-winning goal. Chichu now has 13 this year. Medvedchuk started their 4-game home series with a W as they take down Mike Kinnon's team. Yaroslav Janos made 27 saves for Slovan in the game against Yugra, and that gave his team a chance to win it in a shootout. They didn't let it go to waste. Tomasz Nedek scored the game winner, and Slovan got 2 points on the road thanks to a stellar performance by Janos. Jarko Imanin had a great offensive night tonight. His 3 assists helped Torpedo to take down Amur 6-2. Sakari Salman and Denis Parshin chipped in 2 points each. Torpedo is now 6th in the East. Donbass had no trouble beating Medvedev Novokuznetsk tonight on home ice. Andrei Nazarov's team got a solid 5-1 win. Ruslan Fedorenko was the first star of the game with a goal and 2 assists. Ilya Kovalchuk scored a goal and had 2 points in SKA's win over Traktor tonight. Michael Garnett and Evgeny Kuznetsov did not dress for the visiting team, and Alexander Tsala got his 3rd shutout of the season, stopping 29 shots. Martish Karsum scored his 14th of the season, and Dynamo Moscow won over Admiral at home. Karsum is now 2 goals away from his last year's total, and Dynamo is still 2nd in the West. Matt Anderson got 3 points and Darren Quinn scores his 8th of the year to match his career high in the KHL, and Spartak took down Neptihimik. With these 3 points, Spartak is now back in the playoff zone. And that's it for your daily KHL update. Not a bad day, right? On Saturday we have just one game to offer. Severstal is gonna host Atlant. I bet you know where to catch the highlights. My name is Andreas Zachenko. See you guys tomorrow.